All right, ladies and gentlemen, what is good? What is good? What is good? Of course, you know who I be. Good Doc, Dr. Mike TV, back again, once again, with a real one. I kind of feel like out of all the videos that I've ever made, this is the one that I wish you guys would pay the closest attention to. Okay? I feel like this is the one that I wish and pray that members of the audience, members of the Good Docs team, I wish I would pay the most attention to this video, okay? Get the like, subscribe, all the information you need to know should be linked in the description area below. Now, for the majority of the guys who listen to me talk, you're not stupid, okay? So this video has nothing to do with you, okay? Not gonna even remotely insult your intelligence by making it seem like this applies to all. But I want y'all to hear this one, okay? And the moral of the story is, let me start with the moral of the story. Never let a Filipina's innocence or perceived innocence fool you. All right, so every now and again I get, emails from subscribers, Facebook messages from subscribers, and they like to tell me stories. And if I feel like the story is relevant or something that I feel like I haven't covered before in a video, or I feel like it's definitely worthy to bring to the video form or a live stream form, I'm more than happy to deliver a video and or a live stream or whatever. And this one is definitely one that had me turning my head asking, but why? All right, so let me go ahead and get into it. So first things first, a little bit about the subscriber. I know him. He likes to get around, okay? Let's keep it real. He likes to get around. He came to the Philippines to have fun, and have fun he shall. How can I say this? So, he uses online dating platforms. He doesn't do freelancers or anything like that, or he probably does. I don't know. But the story goes a little something like this. So, there was this one girl that he was talking to. He might have been talking to her for probably about 3 weeks or so before they actually hooked up. All right, so he likes to, he doesn't mind taking his time because he has the time. So 3 weeks in or so, probably within the first couple of days, he was trying to hit it, and she was like, oh, how dare you this? How dare you that? How dare you think of me like this? How dare you think of me like that? What is wrong with you? Yeah, hit him with that type of conversation. So, and he showed me the messages and he showed me the screenshots. So that's how I know what was going on. And basically she just said, fuck you, fuck off, So next thing I know, he's like, yo, man, Mike, I put in the work, bro. I apologize for coming on too strong because, looking at the picture of her, she kind of looked like a normal chick. Like, I mean, there was nothing really out of the ordinary about her. I mean, she didn't look like she was flashy, not heavy on the makeup, not any type of skimpy clothes or anything. So she kind of would remind you of what a normal average Filipina would look like. I mean, she didn't wear tight clothing, nothing revealing. Like I said, no makeup or anything. So she kind of really just had this plain Jane look about her. That's the best way for me to say it. A plain Jane look about her. So he tells me that, he put in the work, he's all excited and shit. He's like, yo, man, I'm about to geese it. I got it. I hit it. Yo, man, I'm happy with myself and shit. He want to pat himself on the back because in hindsight, I guess it was one of those accomplishments where he was just happy because it was the first time he actually took time to put in the work and, dialogue and try to get to know her a little bit and actually accomplish it without, leading with the wallet. So, he wanted to give himself a round of applause in that manner. So he hits me up today, right? He hits me up today and he was like, yo, Doc, I gotta tell you something. I'm like, what's up? He was like, yo, you remember that girl I was telling you about, so-and-so and so-and-so? We'll call her Plain Jane for the sake of the video. Plain Jane. He's like, you remember Plain Jane? I said, yeah, man. I said, how did that work out with you? You still talking to her and everything like that? He's like, nah, we stopped talking to each other probably about a month or so ago. So he was like, yo, but she hit me up in a Facebook Messenger the other day. And he was like, yo, she asked me the weirdest question. This is the question that she asked. She was like, do you remember the last time that we had sex? Do you remember like the time frame of the last time we had sex? And so I was like, so how did you respond? I said, did you remember? He was like, fuck, I don't know. He was like, actually, he played like he didn't know, but he knew. And he was like, yeah, it was around X amount of time ago. It was probably the early part of this month or whatever. That was the last time within that first week. And the reason he remembered it was because he goes on this long spiel about, yo, I remember I was trying to holler at this girl this one time and she wanted to come through, blah, 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 right? He wanted to tell me his whole story. I wasn't trying to hear all that shit. But in the back of my mind, I'm like, bruh, why is she asking you that? Because in the back of my mind, like way back here, I'm like, yo, she gonna try to put a baby on your ass. Literally, that's literally the first thing I was thinking. I was like, another story about you getting caught up, baby baba drama. You know, you got a kid in the Philippines. You know, one of those stories. That's what I'm thinking. But it was nothing like that. Let me tell you how it unfolded. She said, I'm trying to find who might be the father of my kid. And I just wanted to make sure that it wasn't you. Something to that effect. Not verbatim, guys. It wasn't verbatim. But something to that effect is what she said. And in the back of my mind, I had to ask them. You know, I'm not one to get involved in any type of personal aspects of anybody's relationship or any type of intimacy situations they have with young ladies. I'm not really big on getting personal. But I had to ask. I'm like, bro, you wore a condom, right? That motherfucker paused. I said, oh, hell no, Cannon. I'm like, oh, my God. When you pause, I know you about to tell me a lie, or you don't know if the answer is yes or no, or if you don't blatantly come out and say yes, then the answer is probably no, you didn't wear one. So, you know, I went on the spiel. I'm like, bro, you got to be careful, this, that, and the other. You know, I just had to play big brother role. But in hindsight, I'm thinking to myself, back up. I said, this is plain Jane we're talking about? This is in the back of my mind. I'm like, yo, I said, this is plain Jane that we're talking about. The young lady that you showed me the picture of. The young lady that looks like a regular chick. A regular plain Jane, innocent looking young lady. That girl is the one we're talking about? He's like, yeah. She hit me up. Talking about, yo, I just wanted to see our time frame. When we had sex. The last time we had sex, what was our time frame? I said, you mean to tell me she was out there getting bust down by more than just you? Now, it brings me back to the topic of conversation, ladies and gentlemen. You can't let a Filipina's innocence fool you. Now, it wasn't as if she was living a double life. At least, I don't think so. It wasn't as if, oh, once she was innocent in front of him and a freak behind, you know, whatever. You know, it just didn't seem that way. She was just who she was. Maybe she was just sexually active. And again, by looking at her, you couldn't tell that she was probably the way that she came out to be. So when I say that you should never let a Filipina's innocence fool you, I mean that. Don't let the way that she looks, the way that she dresses, the behavior, the way that she acts, don't let that fool you. Because the innocent looking ones is probably the biggest freaks. Just gonna be honest with you. Man, I like plain Janes, bro. People look at me and they wonder, what is my attraction to certain women? I'm like, I said, I'll be honest with you. Because Doc has secrets, man. There's reasons why I choose to date who I date, or who I, in the past, who I used to date. There were reasons why I was very picky choosy about who I chose to date. I ain't gonna get into those secrets because y'all don't need to know all that. But I was gonna let you in, but I decided to just keep that one to myself. You never know who's watching. But again, man, the plain Janes, man, they'll surprise you the most. That's the best way for me to put it. The plain Janes will be the one to surprise you the most. So I say that to say this, ladies and gentlemen. You should never let a young lady fool you, or never let her innocence fool you. Because I promise you, she probably do all kinds of shit you didn't know she could do. Y'all, see, here's the problem with us as foreigners. And I want to note this because it's a very, very real thing. We are so caught up with the physical aspect of everything that we see. The physical, what do they call it? The aesthetics, physical aesthetics, or physical appearance of a person to kind of help us derive at certain answers. Okay, so if she's wearing a T-back, aka a thong, if she's wearing a short skirt, tight blouse, busty, just showing it all out, she gotta be a freak. Them bitches can't handle a dick to save their lives. You understand? So it's flip-floppy. You understand? You be like, damn, I thought she could handle it, man. The way she was dressed. quite the opposite. The way she talking, all this sexual stuff. Oh, man. She was over here talking about, she go deep throat and all the extra stuff. Part of my language, part of the graphicness. But she over here talking about, oh, man, she gonna do all this, man. She gonna do all that. And we're over here thinking they the freaks. I'm telling you, the ones that don't talk about it are the ones that are probably surprised the hell out of you. You over here thinking you just need to catch a nut real quick because you in downtime or you in off season or some shit. She over here fucking have you sprung all types away. Got you bent up like a damn pretzel and shit, not knowing what the hell going on. All because you judged her based on her looks. So when I say never let a Filipina's innocence or the look of innocence fool you, I mean that from the bottom of my loins, people. I mean that shit. It means something. There's something going on there. And sometimes you can see it. It doesn't have to be in the conversation. It doesn't have to be in the way she dresses. There are always underlying factors. I can talk about the underlying factors, but I promise you that should be a Patreon video because Doc can't give out that game for free. That is one that is not for free. But there are always underlying factors, ladies and gentlemen. That might be a Patreon video. I might have to work on that one. But there are definitely underlying factors that you can sense. Like, your spider senses just start tingling and shit when it comes around. I'm telling you, they're there. I notice them. And you see them a lot. It may be subtle, but they're there. And I just want you guys to understand that I don't want you guys to be fooled with the innocence. Because she over here getting bust down by a bunch of dudes. And you over here thinking you the only one. And it wasn't as if, oh man, this is my girl or something, like claiming like this is my girlfriend. It was more or less he just thought at the time he was the only one getting it in. It wasn't as if it was a thought in the back of his head that she was being smashed down by a whole bunch of other dudes and stuff. Again, you know, that's just a whole different topic of conversation in reference to whether she got a local boyfriend or whatever. But I guess it just didn't cross his mind that the topic of conversation or the message that he received from the young lady about, yo, do you remember when we hooked up? He didn't expect to get a text message like that. She wasn't trying to pin the child on him. She was just trying to figure out if he fit within the time frame. Can you believe that shit? I said, and in the back of my mind, I'm like, damn, who else is getting that ass? That's literally what I was thinking. I'm like, yo, who else is tagging that shit? I'm like, well, damn. I said, Plain Jane? That's literally how I reacted. Plain Jane sent you this text message? You're like, yeah, man. Don't be fooled, people. Don't let the innocents fool you, man. The innocent ones are the biggest freaks. No cap. I'm gonna tell you the truth. That's if there's one tidbit of information you could take from this video, the innocent looking ones are the biggest freaks. I can tell you right now. As a man, you should never talk about those intricacies of whatever you're doing and with that young lady. Don't ever talk about it with others unless it's a trusted confidant, somebody that ain't gonna go run their mouth. But trust me, the innocent ones don't want to have those topics of conversation, man. Sometimes it's uncomfortable. They real good at getting it in, but they don't want to talk about it. Sometimes they just shy to talk about it, but they know how to perform when the time is right. I love a nerd chick, bro. I'm going to tell you the truth. Let me end it with this one. I'm going to let you in on one of my secrets. Just because I feel like it. I like a nerdy chick. Nothing turns me on more than a nerdy bitch. Part of my language. Nerdy chick. The reason why they turn me on the most is because they gonna do their research. You know what I mean by research, people. They don't need the premium version of Pornhub or whatever, but they gonna do their research. They the type to really watch the videos and stuff and literally take notes or literally look and say, okay, this is how to do it. That's why I'm really big on the Plain Janes, because when they not getting it in, trust me, don't let that ish fool you, man. They studying. They taking their notes, baby. They in the back taking them notes like, okay. You know what I'm saying? She trying to figure out how she can get a no gag reflex. She's practicing. You don't think those plantains and bananas are in the house for a reason. You don't think them eggplants is in the room for a reason. You don't think them eggplants is in the house for a reason. Motherfucking pickle this shit. I'm playing. But I'm telling you, I think the nerdy ones are willing to do their research. They gonna figure it out. They gonna figure out how it's gonna work. I shit you not. If I'm lying, I'm flying, ladies and gentlemen. And Doc don't fly. I gotta let that one go, man, because this video could take a whole nother direction. It could get deeper. But I'm gonna leave it at surface level, man. The nerdy ones, the Plain Janes, they gonna do their research. Trust me. They gonna do their research because they want to make sure that they show up ready to rock. You understand? I gotta let this one go, ladies and gentlemen. It has been fun. It has been real. But the good doc is officially out. At least nako paalam, which means I gotta get to getting. Bye-bye. As always, love you guys. Sincerely do. Mahal kita. Mabuhay. Peace.